Alright, where is everybody? They changed the layout on YouTube. Well, this isn't good. Nobody here. think I'm going to have to stop this one and wait for some people to get on, and then I'll come back. Let's just jump over. Hey, we have somebody. Philip Fields, how are you, sir? Well, I have this one case here for the Facebook break, and then I'll have 2 cases tomorrow for the blowout break. Ah, okay. I kind of assumed. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to take any chances. I don't think we've talked in a long time, have we? Okay, hold on. Let me see what I can if I can fix that a little bit. All right, is that any better? I made a small adjustment, but problem is the higher I set up this microphone, the more it's going to catch just like breathing and such. Like I'm watching the readout on this thing, and even just the slightest bit of breathing, it shows it's really jumping there. Let me see if I can find a a happy medium. All right. Okay, well, Ryan, I'm glad you're here to watch. I was hoping that I'd have somebody that was in the break. That's the only kind of bummer here. All right, let's try that, and I'll speak up a little bit too. Okay, so tonight we've got ourselves a case of the almost released Game of Thrones Great Houses. Um, This one, the format is a little different than their other products, so I'm not sure exactly how this is going to be inside here. Usually it's 12 boxes to a case, and this one's 20 boxes. So they went with a, kind of reminds me of their old boxes before they went to the square ones. Now this is limited to 500 cases. And there was a couple of unknowns when we did this. There's our case topper. And looking at the final checklist, so one of the things I was kind of surprised on is that there does not appear to be any parallels of the base cards, which is definitely unlike them. Alright, there they are. So now, I think there was, where's the case topper? I think there was 3 of them, right? Yep. And we have CT1 House Stark, which doesn't look like Stark. Looks like Targaryen to me. So maybe their numbering's a little off. That's not going to mind too much. Alright, so like I was saying here, we have 20 boxes in the case. Going to drop this down now. There's a ton of different insert cards. Let's go back here for 1 second. Supposed to get one, either a Pedro, a Kit, or an Amelia Clark in each case. 2 autographs and 2 relics, I call them wardrobe cards, in each box. So right off the bat, there's 40 main hits, not counting all of the different things we're going to get out of here. And I really haven't had a chance to check, exactly, what's coming out of here. I saw somebody post a Pedro autograph. And for the break that we did on Facebook, we ended up with 35 spots. So that gives us going to end up with probably close to, if not a full snake. Oh. Alright, they kind of slid around in here. So much for being able to tell where things are. I'll try better in the next box. Alright, and then the one thing okay, wrappers are worth 4 points. That is actually surprising. I would have expected them to be worth more than 4 points. But they didn't say anything about that. Oh, you know what? And real quick, I forgot. I do have promo cards that I picked up at the Philly show for everybody. Alright, so. And without saying here. Gonna guess that we'll end up with the same general kind of format, or layout, I should say, in in each pack. So we've got 3 base cards. So just show you. So that's card 20. This is card 42. And card 24. And let's jump over to the checklist real quick. So there's 61 base cards. So let's see. So card 1 is House Stark. Then it's all the Starks. 16, House Lannister, all the Okay, so they've got them broken down by each house. So it's almost like you have sort of a title card. That one there for every house. Alright, the King's Guard, K1. So you can see what these look like. And then F4, Free Folk. Oh, great. And as usual, the autofocus is working for crap. So I can, there we go. Alright. I'm going to keep these all out for right now because I have no idea. Matter of fact, even looking, usually they put the odds, on each of the headers on the checklist, but they do not have that at all. But I mean, you've got Night Watch for 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's 6 basic inserts. Then there's different numbered inserts, parallel inserts. So, whole bunch of stuff. Alright, so now in this one we got 4 base cards, and then we got our first autograph. Alright, so it's a decent start. Just before, I'm just curious. Okay, so keeping the same names. This is a sigil. Hannah Waddingham. Hey, Hilton. Well, I've really been slow rolling it, so you haven't missed anything. Oh, I bet you are. Alright, somebody just sent me a message. No, that's nobody to send a break. Okay. Night's Watch insert. I'll be honest with you. These inserts are not doing anything for me. Oh, God. I gotta turn the... I have to turn the autofocus off. This is ridiculous. I really need to find something for the... Alright, so let's get ourselves set here. That's right about there. Okay. But so far, these inserts, they all look exactly the same, just a title on them. They could be part of the base set for all I care. So hopefully... I mean, and they're so basically the same as what's going on with the base cards. You almost can go right past them. Night's Watch, Free Fall. You know what? I do want to keep them separate, though, just until we get through a box and kind of get an idea if any of them are harder than the others. Quick question, Hilton. My preview video on YouTube is got to be 10 minutes behind where I am right now. What are you watching? Okay, so do you see me holding a stack of cards right now, or do you see me unloading the box, the case? I didn't even notice how far behind this preview is. Okay, alright, it's just throwing me off. Alright, so a Night's Watch, a base. Uh, there's our first. So, Dothraki insert. And then this is going to be probably one of the Saga cards. TL44. And it's going to guess this is the... Nope. Uh, Alright, so they have it as TS on the checklist instead of TL. But so that's one of the Tyrion inserts. So looks just like the sagas that they had of what it was Egret and right, who was the other one that they had the saga? It was Saga of, okay, 2 Free Folk inserts, base. Night Watch, another Saga of Tyrion, Dothraki. Night Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. Night Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. Kingsguard, Free Folk. Alright, I wonder, just because these cards all look the same, there has to be, yeah, there's only 5 of the Kingsguard, so that makes sense that we're getting, you know, the number of cards seem to roughly correlate to how many are in each individual insert set. Night Watch, Free Folk, second autograph, K. Alexander. Alright, 2 autographs in the first box. Did not get to any relics yet. would hope to see at least one Night Watch. These are all base. I think I... Nope. King's Guard. Free Folk. And these are all base. King's Guard. Free Folk. Hopefully there'll be at least one of each of the harder inserts. You know, they have, I mean, Dragon Glass are numbered to 15, but there's 24 of them, so pull the calculator out. Clear that. 24 times 15 is 360, so that's not quite. One per case. Let's see. 20 times 75 is 1,500. So the poster cards, we should have 3 of them. 20 times 25. The autograph posters, we should get one of those. 18 times 25 is 450. Metal cards might not get one of those. And then they didn't say anything about sketch. Okay, so I'm guessing that the ones, especially the rare ones, probably something. I'm going for a sketch per case. I mean, there's 39 artists, it said. Night Watch. Here's a Caitlin Stark saga. So again, looks just like the other ones. Night Watch. Tyrion. So we're getting tons of Tyrions. And this should be our first relic. I think. Feels a little thicker. Alright, so all base. And WR6. This is Shay's dress. I have no idea. I wonder if any of the relics will be more rare than others. I feel like when they did, when they did Valerian Steel, I mean, they didn't announce that any of them were more rare than another, but you know, some of them were like, what was it? It was Tywin's jacket, I think, was the rarest of the bunch. Night's Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. Night's Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. Getting a little redundant here. Night Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. This relic? No, I don't think this is. No, not yet. Night Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. Quotable relic, QC15, Caitlin Stark, that is correct, Hilton. Yeah, originally I had heard that they were going to be limited, and then it turned into they weren't going to be there. So I guess either they thought he was going to sign and he didn't, or he didn't return them. I'm not sure, what the reasoning. And I don't think I knew that prior to yeah, the way these boxes are laid out, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get a good feel on where the hits are in the box. Night Watch, Tyrion, Dothraki. So now in that first box, we only got one of the Caitlyn saga. Oh, and there's one. So now I'm just gonna jump over to the checklist real quick. So I'm guessing that there's many, many less. Yeah, so there's only 10, but there's 67 of the Tyrions. Okay, autograph number 2, or excuse me, number 3, first one in this box. Toby Osmond, full bleed. Rearrange these a little bit. Right. This is a relic, at least it feels like one. R9, Jon Snow. They're using all the different designs in this thing. I'm sorry about that. You sound like you've got my luck. Wow, 2 free inserts. At least with the snakes, you're not just with, last pick and, you're getting a base spot and nothing else. Nothing else. Relic number 2. All right, DC 5, Sam and Gilly. All right, I'm just gonna put these in one pile. We can sort them later. Taking up too much space on the table. So, has anybody seen any full case breaks on this yet? I only saw 1 or 2 pictures of, cards from the set. Okay, second autograph. We have Luke Roberts full bleed. Oops. I'm not sure how old the post was, but the other day I happened to see somebody was selling the Diana Rigg autograph, the box topper. I think they were hand numbered out of 30, and they had 1 of 30. I think that was the first one I had seen. Alright, 2 boxes down. So the Waddingham Auto is by far the best one we have so far. You know, and a couple of years ago, I was at when I was at the Philly show. I'm going to flip these because I think nothing came out of that row. So let's look at that one out of the way first. And she had autographs in one of the Avengers products, but it was, I think the odds to pull her, it was so hard that I didn't even bother to buy any. I would much rather have her as a Mrs. Peel. Okay, autograph. And we have Isaac Hempstead Wright. All right, at least we got a Stark. Jeez. Butterfingers tonight. It's our first relic. That's kind of neat. R3, and there's it's right on, like, I guess one of the tears or edges of fabric or whatever. I think that's kind of neat. I always felt like when it came to non-sports that people were a little bit more into classics, than they are in some of the other things. Alright, this feels like might be our second relic. Alright, got ourselves R10. Here's Sam. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs if you're not into collecting. I feel like that's the whole point of doing this. I mean, it shouldn't just be a business. Alright, there's autograph number 2 out of this box. Oh, and we got a sketch. Alright, all base cards. Okay, we start with a quotable of K. Alexander. And no, oh, yep. I can't quite see it. I'm going to jump over to the checklist for a second because there's so many sketch artists. Is that a G? Or maybe it's Adam Cleveland. Maybe it's a C, AC. Oh no. Is that AC? Looks like HG to me, but yeah, I know. Let me. Is he? Why did I skip him on the checklist? He's not on the checklist. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And it is possible that the checklist isn't correct. Well, there you go. Alright, again, gonna do this row first. I believe this is the dud row. Yep, autograph. Alright, so either I picking the wrong row or there isn't as much of a consistency as there is typically. Jacob Anderson. Feels like this is a relic in here. Okay, we have QC8 and ARIA quotable. Well, that's definitely one of the things Rittenhouse is. They're good at getting, the signers. And as for people being over Game of Thrones, I don't, I'm not 100% sure that that's the case, but it's definitely, now I don't have HBO anymore, but I think in general, just even just from a couple years ago now, the way TV is, it's changed. You know, there is no every Sunday night at 9 o'clock I have to watch Game of Thrones. Now it's just let me wait for the season to come up on streaming. And even then, I think the advertisements aren't there in general for any of it. This feels like the other relic. Oops. And DC9, Rob and Caitlin Stark. And unfortunately, I didn't watch any of them yet. Gethin Anthony, quotable insert. Autograph. Alright, so I think that's a relic. I still have to watch that new Superman. I know they just released like a real teaser trailer. You know, not much to it. DC 6, Arya and Jon Snow duel. Alright, so the duels definitely aren't hard to come by. Uh, Saving that pack there. There's something in it. Almost positive I can feel a soft sleeve in there. But it's not heavy. So I'm not sure what it is. I mean, I'm assuming that the dragon glass are super thick. You know what? I have a dumb question. Does HBO, I mean, is everything pretty much done through the streaming, through Max, or do they, uh, like they're gonna have a marathon of, Game of Thrones, one weekend? Alright, doing pretty good here, skipping stuff. That's a relic. Okay. I don't know, for some reason I felt like they used to, have blocks of a show sometimes. Especially if they wanted you to, you know, like if they were going to start up a new season. Alright, time for some autographs. Sigil style. The Obia Oparai. I guess the real question is how many people even still, you know, I don't know about you, Hilton, because you're in California, right? You know, whoever your cable provider is. I know we dropped our cable provider, switched over to YouTube TV, maybe 2 years ago or so now. Okay, Washington. I knew it was West Coast. Brendan Cowell, our first inscription autograph. Make a new pile for inscriptions. Alright, relic number 2. VR22. Alright, let's see what we got in this one. Oh, you know, it could be a printing plate now that I'm thinking about it. Yep, it's exactly what it is. Gren, Night Watch 8. Magenta printing plate. Yeah, we'll put him back there. Let's see. That's a relic. I can feel that. Yeah. Of course, in the in the colors, I think magenta is probably 3 out of 4. Well, don't forget, George, at least with four, was it two autographs and two relics per box? That's a lot of cards before you get down to, inserts and base sets. Alright, autograph number 1. We have a duel. Vin Jones and Gethin Anthony. That's the other relic. Yep. I thought they were supposed to be, I mean, I don't know about Iron Fist, but some of the other shows, I mean, I know they did Daredevil. I thought they were supposed to be doing some of the other shows, or continuing some of the Netflix ones. Oh, Lord. I know, Jessica Jones, I kind of had it there with Iron Fist. I wasn't a fan. Oh, was it my chair dropped? Chat XP? I have no idea what you're talking about, George. I mean, I noticed when I started up the stream that the layout on YouTube is different, but I didn't really look into it. Raymond Griffiths. It's our first blue. I don't know. I wonder if like if I say anything, I would think because I'm hosting this, I don't get anything, right? But I wonder what the 44 is at the end of my name there. Can you? Thought maybe you might be able to. Yeah, I don't know. Though that must not be exclusive to just this chat. Because, I mean, Hilton's been here pretty early on, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen Ryan post in since the very beginning. Hey, we finally have something new. Poster JJ37A, 11 of 25. So it's autographed right there on the side. Well, I don't want anything to gamify my boring streams. VR25, Jon Snow. And WR9, Obara Sand. Oh, here we go again. You know, I meant to put this one at the bottom. This, I think, is a relic. Yeah, it is. CC16, Caitlin Stark and Loris Tyrell. Whoops. So then, Hilton, how does it rank the postings? Like, how do you get third? Oh, and now you're number one. I'm sure whatever it is, it's AI driven. Alright, this is a relic, or I don't know, might even be, feels even thicker, but oh, it's a relic. I know Todd was, he sent me a message earlier. He said, I think, I don't know if it's on eBay, but there was a, was it Jamie Lannister? I wonder if, like the ones, there was Dragon Glass in, Complete Volume 2? basic math says they're less than one a case. It's like one every 1.5 cases. I forget the number I already said, but I think that was like 3 Caitlins in a row. Alright, should be about due for an autograph. There it is. I should say there it isn't. Diogo Sales. Full bleeds. Relic. There's another one. A lot of animal pelt, I'm guessing. Just says costume material. QC7, Mira. All base cards. That I just dropped. Alright, we did get an extra relic. Shay's dress. And it is autographed. Yeah, I wished it was a little bit bigger of a name, but it'll do. How many, because I don't think there was many. Alright, they didn't pull them out, I guess. Yeah, it's in the regular list, so it's not going to be easy to see how many of them there are. I can do that later, but I'm not going to do that now. It'll take forever. Yeah, definitely could be better. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Alright, so pulled out the relics and maybe another printing plate. Well, there's got to be some other decent autographs. I mean, there's 3 or 4 okay ones in here so far, but I mean, I know we're waiting for whatever the big one's going to be, but there should be some supporting characters here. Jessica Henwick. Stephen Cole. VR21 Gilly. WR7. It's kind of a cool pattern behind that one. Let's see, what did we get here? Got an Artifacts AF54 House Blackwood, 5 of 25. Well, you didn't miss anything. I mean, you got the artifacts. I didn't even look to see, so I wonder if this time around that they're not any persons. Nah, they're all the different houses. Being that this is a 20 box case instead of a 12, it's going to take me like 3.5 hours to open this thing. Especially I waited so long to start. Alright, so relic, and the other relic was here, relic, and don't feel any soft sleeves. And I'm just All right, it's been awful quiet. Anybody have any good pickups lately? Here's our first autograph. Luke Roberts. I wish you good fortune. Yeah, I can't even touch Marvel. I haven't really heard anybody talk about the Upper Deck DC stuff. Let's try doing a couple from the bottom. Have they gotten far? Has Upper Deck gotten far enough to do any E-Pack yet on the DC stuff? There's autograph number 2. Yeah, I don't think I have anything physical. I didn't have much there to begin with. Sigil autograph, Ricky Champ. VR28, Caitlin Stark. He definitely has a lot. R4, Aria. Finally at the halfway point. My goodness. Let's see if this is, yep. Relic there. Relic there. Don't feel any soft sleeves. And you're still doing good with check out my cards? I gotta take a look on there. I've got some sets I need to finish off. It's base cards. I hate to do it, but Just tired of seeing them sit in these boxes. Alright, should be getting close to the 2 autographs. Just about at the bottom of the stacks. I'll jump over to the relics. Hopefully if we change the process, we'll pull a bigger autograph. Switch it up. VR26, Sam. I think the image was different. Yeah, because we pulled one of him already. Wrong soft sleeve. We pulled one of him already, but I think he was standing. But it's the same robe, I thought. DC 15, Caitlyn and Tyrion. Not like it's a big character or anything, but I don't remember ever pulling this person before. Fola Evans Akingbola. Hey, about time we pulled a good card. Dual autograph. Charles Dance and Lena Headey. And we are officially past the halfway point on the box 11. I am not looking forward to tomorrow, having to do 2 of these cases. Relic. Relic. Hmm. Don't feel any soft sleeves. Oh, autograph. I definitely don't remember ever seeing this name before. Trixie Bell Harrowell. That's quite a name. I don't think it's any different than, after a while when they do Star Trek, and it just has, Alien Girl number 2. I wonder why they went with $20 cases. I mean, it's still, 24 packs in a box. So, I mean, it's not like they, when they did, like the Valerian Steel and Inflections. Unless you're just trying to drum up some urgency or some false scarcity. Doing a relic to switch it up here a little bit. QC13, Sam. Well, you are exactly correct, Hilton, but I think the issue is that it's it's not cases, it's boxes, which is what matters, especially when the format's the same as 24 packs. That there's 10,000 boxes. So the standard releases are usually, 6,000 boxes, I want to say. R6 Talisa. I know we had pulled a single of her before, but I'm pretty sure it was a different format or design, whatever you want to say. Yeah. And the autograph was Brennick O'Connor. Looks not a relic there. I think that's a relic. Yeah, that feels like the other relic. And no soft sleeves. So I'm not sure, things might be a little mixed up in this box. Need need something big here. Turn this thing around. Oh, that's not it. Fenton McKeon. How's everybody doing? Glad to see a few new people chiming in. And unfortunately, I would have to agree with you there, Limehouse. Feast or famine. Honestly, there's. We're on box 12 of 20. We still haven't hit our big one yet. We got one sketch. I'm guessing the sketches are not supposed to be of characters. They're going to be things that are related to the houses. So, not much. We got our poster autograph. We got an artifact. Same thing again. The artifacts are not characters. They are houses. So, not much there. And then autograph-wise, maybe 4 that I'm happy about. Now you got me curious. I'm jumping over to the. So they have Game of Thrones House of the Dragon Season 2 listed in their upcoming, but nothing else. So I don't know. Maybe this is one of those, it's the last hurrah kind of a thing. Oh, relic. Alright, let's find that other autograph. I'll do a relic. Mix it up. DC 14, Jon Snow and Samwell Tarly. Been a lot of dual relics. I didn't see what it was. Couldn't tell you if it's good or bad. But VR24 SEPTA. Not sure if there's been any duplicates in the relics or not. Alright, let's see who we had here. Alright, halfway decent. Joe Dempsey. Let's see. Yep, relic. Nope, not relic. Don't see it in there. Yeah, relic. Alright, no soft sleeve. I'm wondering, since they, guaranteed the one big card, if that one's going to be in a soft sleeve. Can't remember when we did Cheers, because they guaranteed either a Kelsey Grammer or a Ted Danson in each case. And I think that even was like an extra autograph in the box. So, just curious if this will be the same. I honestly don't mind having the big autograph come late in the case. Better than hitting the big one right away and having to go through all these other boxes. The Charles Dance one? Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of, you know, decent autographs in here, but you know, you would hope there'd be more than one. You know, I mean, I'm guessing the auto relics probably come one to a case. So, you know, again, getting Shea's not terrible. I mean, I didn't go through the whole checklist, but I did see near the top there that I think that Mira has an autographed relic. Yes, we hit both of those. Hold 1 second. When I finish this box, you know, the thing is with the artifacts metal cards, is they're all of the houses, so they're not any particular character. So I mean, they're not going to hold anywhere near the value of, you know, a card with an actual character. But with the sketch, I mean, there being 39 artists, you know, that goes there. You know, with some of them probably only doing a few, and then others doing, you know, well, 39. I mean, you only have to do uh, 13 roughly each. We hit one printing plate as well. VR23 Shea. I think that's a duplicate. Pretty sure we got her right in the beginning. Different card. You know, again, all the different designs. Butchered that wrapper. Chuku Modu. And every time I open up a Rittenhouse product, I always say, for the points, just make it for half of the wrapper. I mean, you can easily, once you open it up, you know, peel the back flaps in half. Please, Rittenhouse. Aria dress, WR2. Yeah, even if you get, you know, one of the big houses, it's still not going to be much. All right, last guy. All right, Simon Armstrong autograph relic. So that's 2 autographed relics. Oh, I seriously doubt they really do much when it comes to the wrappers. My thought is maybe they, I don't know, maybe they weigh them just to get an idea, make sure you're close. Because if you're missing a piece of a wrapper here and there, kind of like when you go to one of the, like a Dave and Buster's, they used to weigh your tickets. But if they were to just make it so that the back, when you open it up, it's just, half and half, just rip it right off. Make it so much easier, so much less to mail in. Alright, relic in the back. Yeah, so it did definitely changed. That's a relic. And I don't feel any soft sleeves. Well, I mean, when I collect the sets, I definitely would, use my points to get the respective bonus card. But if there's no set worth collecting for me, then I'll either grab the newest one or I'll just grab whatever seems to be the most valuable resale wise and just put it up on eBay. They definitely do sell well. It's amazing because there's people that sell the points on eBay and they'll sell the points cheaper than what the card goes for. You buy your 300, 1,500 points on eBay for whatever, $20, and then the card's worth 40 or 50 when it first comes out. Especially uh, a while back, they used to have, I don't know if they still do, I haven't looked in forever, but they had sketch cards, autograph cards on the reward catalog. Yeah, that one was fun. You know what though? They used to ask ridiculous for the sketches because there weren't, um, many of them, and I get it. Whatever it was at the time, because the reward card used to be 300 points, and then the sketch would be 3,000. But they didn't have many, so I wouldn't mind it. Diogo Sales, I will not fail. There was an Eric Roberts autograph up there forever. And I don't know what the legal contract was, but then after they stopped making Marvel cards, they still had the Marvel rewards cards up there for a while. I should have just gotten all of them. The one thing I did hate about the rewards cards was that they were pretty good about of the most of the stuff being, the cards being multiples of 9 for pages, but then that reward card would put you at 10. Screw you all up. All right, let's mix it up and we'll do a. What's up there, Hester? Here is R5 Gilly. Said Hester's perfect timing for about the reward. I remember that that extra Umbrella Academy autograph. That was a reward card. Gemma Whelan. Goes here. Be honest with you, Hester, the break is not all that great. We got a really nice duel. Charles Dance, Lena Headey. We did pull a sketch. We pulled an autograph, one of the JJ posters. The Artifacts card. Um, they're all of the houses, so honestly, it's just a picture of a tree. Um, we did get two. I figured you were because I saw you post earlier about seeing if you could change it to Brian. I always keep it to myself just in case I'm wrong. Another Mira. They're really going hard on her here. VR19. I couldn't tell you if that's a duplicate or not. There's 3 or 4 of them that we've pulled. I'll try and split them real quick when we do a recap at the end. Did I pull both autographs out of this box? What, I feel like I only pulled the one, the Gemma. Oh no, that Diogo Sales uh, inscription that was out of this box. Just 1 second here, I'm sorry. Trying to do three things at once. That would be insane if we got that duel. Relic, not a relic. So then the bottom of this one. No. Back to this one being the relic. Relic. So they're consistently inconsistent. Boy, if only it would get me somewhere. Autograph. Wasn't expecting that one in that spot. Ruby Ali Amdothraki. Now that we actually have a case break, we'll have to see how this works out, because the these autographs, these inserts are so beyond common. Probably would make sense. I mean, I'm talking about the Free Folk, the King's Guard, the Night Watch ones. Probably makes sense to just put them with a base set. But then the posters, the uh, saga, they could be their own spot. Because it looks like, even though that's a pretty good size stack, probably won't even get 2 sets out of that. And the same thing, the Caitlin Stark one, probably only get 2 or 3 sets out of that. No, have not. And unless I'm missing them. I mean, we got the one autographed one. Now, the only thing I'll say is that I mean, it's possible that I skipped one. Yeah, the JJ Lendl. Yeah, jumping over to the checklist for a second. I mean, looking at these, so Night's Watch, Freefall, Kingsguard, Dothraki, they're all super, super common. That's these big stacks right here. The Saga, again, it looks like a big stack, but there's 67 cards in the set, so might not even get 2 sets out of that. Caitlin Stark, there's only 10 cards, so you can see how small that one is. Um, yeah, so it's 20 number to 75. I'll pull out the old calculator again. I don't know if I did this one earlier when we were going over this. But 20 times 75 is, yeah, so yeah, 3 a case. Unless, now the incentive box, what comes in the incentive box with the exclusive stuff? Okay, so it doesn't have, well, the incentive box doesn't really have much of anything in it. I mean, the only thing I'm saying is I could have missed them. I mean, I'll obviously I'll go back through the cards because if I'm going through these and when I hit the house, I'll call them the house topper cards. Oh, wrong stack. I might have just glossed right over them, thinking that they weren't the poster. But yeah, I mean, just based off of the odds, I would think you're gonna pull 2 or 3. The numbers, I mean. I'm not a fan of those cards. I mean, I know they use them in a lot of the sets, especially the Star Trek ones. Now, Brian, have you seen an actual case break? I have not. I've only seen just a picture or two of some pulls. Well, well, what do you know? Card 40, 73 of 75. QC14. This one might be R7. Again, there's different designs, so kind of lose track on which ones are which. Ah, stack got too tall. I forgot to show that one. There it is. So we got ourselves Kit Harington, one of the quotables. So the hope is that it could be more than just one per case. Or maybe if there's a duel, it doesn't count as the guaranteed one per case. And no soft sleeve that I can feel. Yeah, one of these days I'll have to subscribe to HBO again so I can watch all the spin-offs. I didn't really follow it. I've just seen some listings online, but do you see for Game of Thrones, there's is it Japanese? What is that, like that cacao or whatever that name of that one is? They make cards of everything, and they were doing a lot of Disney stuff. I saw they had Game of Thrones. Yeah, I see. I don't know how that works, that they have so many licenses. One of the people that does the mail service, I've seen a few of the. I mean, the cards are really nice looking. I know the first stuff that I saw was Disney, I think. But being it was Disney, that's what really made me wonder if it was actually just, unlicensed. One of these days I'm going to get a new chair. It's been years that I keep doing this. It's just so completely random. Sometimes it's fine, and then other times it just doesn't want to stay up. Ugh, the Eagles? I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. I mean, their offense is just stinking it up. Yeah, oh, something's here. And I have 3 packs that feel like relics. Now, I'm assuming that the Dragon Glass, if we get one of those, it would be much heavier. Alright, so another Talisa or Talissa, I don't remember, WR5. Again, couldn't tell you if this is a duplicate or not. That goes here, that goes here. Ellie Kendrick. Seem to like Mira here in this release. Guess they were able to tie her down. There's another one of those posters. So you were correct. Card number 29, 52 of 75. the only thing that I'm happy about is at least that the other teams in the East are worse than the Eagles. QC 16. Guess they heard me. Ellie Kendrick, autograph relic. That's 3 autograph relics. Shea being the best one in my opinion. Now you see, now I'm not a fan of the poster art cards. I think I could be wrong. The first, I mean, I know I've seen them in Star Trek and in Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone they work, and, it fits the product, but I don't know about Game of Thrones. Relic, maybe a relic. I don't know. It feels a little. That's definitely a relic. Let's take that one back out. That'd be funny if there's even another autograph relic. Nah, I think this is just a regular pack. But it was the bottom, so it could be an autograph. Everything seems to be near the bottom. Nope. What do you mean so much for collation? One thing I honestly don't know is the way I took them out of the box and stacked them up. Like they could have been side by side, but then I put them one on top of the other. Oops, sorry about that. Hitting the microphone. I can see the similarity, but the beautiful death cards were better looking. Maybe take a look at the checklist. I did not. Maybe there's just more of them. Because I feel like in the relics, geez, I feel like we've gotten like 5 Shea. Definitely a lot of Sam. He has a lot more fabric in his costumes. And I can say that because I'm fat. Well, we've got the kit and only 2 duels, 3 auto relics. Oh, 4 dual relics. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I saw dual. I thought you meant dual autographs. Hey, Spade. Well, we just pulled the Kit Harrington, so you're guaranteed either a Harrington or a Pascal or a Clark in each case. And we've got 4 boxes to go. That includes the one that we're opening right now because we haven't gotten to any of the autographs yet. We'll do one of the relics. Oh, I think we've got maybe 3 Septa not duels, relics. QC12. And I can tell you, with 20 boxes, I can't imagine any way I'm going to get both cases for the blowout break tomorrow done in one night. It's going to have to be one per night. Let's try this one. Sigil version, Stas Nair. Oh, wrong soft sleeve. Do a relic now. Toby Sebastian full bleed. And how about a Denarius relic? Oh, no relic on the bottom of this row. Unless something slid around. No relic on the bottom of that row. Relic. Relic. And no soft sleeves. At least I don't think. I think that's a pretty safe bet there, Brian. I mean, I slow rolled the start of this break, waiting for people to join and everything before I got into it. But still, this is just going to take forever. This is where I kind of understand when you see some of the sports ones, where those guys, they are ripping through it, and they'll have somebody, cutting the wrappers open for them before they to help them go quicker. I think this is a different version, but Ruby Ali. DC-18, Caitlin and Talisa. Yeah, one more big hit would be nice. There's a few decents in here, but nothing else crazy. And all right, Luke Roberts, full bleed. You guys like your anonymity? And another Talisa, QC10. Actually, I don't know where the second relic is, unless it's just in the middle somewhere. Good night, Bob. Probably see you tomorrow night. guessing I just missed it, but I can't. None of these look like a relic. Hopefully I'm just missing it. Or there's a third autograph. Yeah, I was talking about that at the beginning of the break. I saw somebody had one for sale in I guess it was the Game of Thrones Facebook group uh, that I'm that I'm in, and they were numbered out of 30. So I'm guessing that the box topper here has got to be just as rare. I don't know if it says on the checklist what it's numbered to. I mean, I'm looking real quick for. Uh, I don't even see it in the checklist, but I'm going really fast because I don't want to slow this down any more than we already are. Yeah, too bad you're not on Facebook anymore. But the person that had it for sale, I'm pretty sure it was one of 30. Oh, that's the relic. And I don't know, they're asking $2,500. I really don't remember. Let's do a relic. Another Gilly. WR4. Slavko Jaraga. Whew. Finbar Lynch. That's the only positive about this is that there's definitely signers in here I have never heard of. So I guess when you're making your pick, if there isn't anything worth, you know, that you really care about, you can at least, add somebody you don't have. VR20 Aria. So much for, I guess, getting a dragon glass. Come on, box stopper. Nope. And nope, no soft sleeves. Well, you figure if it's as limited as the rig was, and there's only say 30 of them, you know, you're talking one every 15 cases. I'm with you. I'm praying. I just want a halfway decent autograph. Let's do a relic. Let's see. Mira, Shay, Gilly. Who we got? Sam. Yep. Shay. QC11. Alright, here we go. Actually, might not be this one. Might be the one below it. Nope. Damn it. Sigil autograph of Mark Rissman. Okay. I didn't look, I'm afraid. DC7, Arya and Sam duel. Well, at least it's a dual autograph. Toby Sebastian and Jessica Henwick. Alright, recap time. The checklist on the website is a little off on the case toppers because this is CT1 and sure looks like Daenerys there, House Targaryen to me, and it says that that's supposed to be CT3, so whatever. We got one printing plate, magenta of Nightwatch 8. Our artifacts is AF54, House Blackwood, 5 of 25. Our sketch, which Hilton is pretty sure that it's, was it Alex Ganetta? We got one of the autograph posters, two regular posters. Alright, now I'm going to sort these relics by what they are. There's definitely a ton of different relics, you know, design-wise. And I don't know which is which. All I know is that this one, I'm pretty sure I saw they had one listed as like classic season 3 design, something like that. All right, we'll do the quotables because that's the easy design. So we had Caitlyn, Arya, Mira, Sam, Obara, Septa, Loris, Talisa, and Shay. And then this is the classic version. Are those classics thinner than the others? Are you talking about the relics? Uh, let's see. Take. All right, so here's the 5 different types of relics. They're all the same. I mean, I've already got them in soft sleeves, so I don't know if you're gonna really be able to see it, but yeah, you can tell they all appear to be the same. All right, now the VRs, which I'll call these the Valerians. I don't know if that's what they are. We got Gilly, Jon Snow, Talisa, Caitlyn, Sam, Shay, Septa, Mira, Arya. Okay, no duplicates there. That was my only fear, is I saw a lot of the same people, so I didn't know. Classics: Jon Snow, Sam, Mira, Arya, Talisa, Shay, Gilly, and then whatever this new design is, which I actually really like. Shay, Abara, Septa, Gilly, Talisa, Arya, Daenerys. You know what? That was the women one. I think I saw that there was 10 or 11 in that set. Duels. So we have Sam and Gilly, Arya and Jon, Caitlyn and Loras, Caitlyn and Tyrion, Jon and Sam, Rob and Caitlyn, Caitlyn and Talisa, and then Arya and Sam. Okay, so in the relics, we didn't get any of the same, direct duplicates, so that's always good. Autograph relics: Ellie Kendrick, Simon Armstrong, and Sybil Kikili. Never knew how to pronounce her name. All right, for the autographs now, I don't remember every design. I think this is the old bordered. Fenton McKeon, the blue, Raymond Griffiths. Was this the Iron Anniversary? I don't know. Gemma Whelan, Kay Alexander, Chuku Modu, Brennick O'Connor, Jacob Anderson, Isaac Hempstead Wright. Full bleeds: Finbar Lynch, Slavko Jaraga, Luke Roberts, Ruby Ali, Toby Sebastian, Trixabel Harrowell, Fola Evans, Akingbola, Diogo Sales, Luke Roberts, so that was a duplicate, and Toby Osmond. On the inscriptions, I'm sorry, just reading the post here. I'll see you later, Brian. Ruby Ali, I'm Dothraki. Diogo Sales, I will not fail. Luke Roberts, I wish you good fortune. Brendan Cowell, Harrig. The Red Sigils: Mark Risman, Staz Nair, Ricky Champ, Diobia Aparai, Hannah Waddingham. Duels: Toby Sebastian, Jessica Henwick, Finn Jones and Gethin Anthony, and then Charles Dance and Lena Headey, minus the kit. That's probably the best autograph. And then the quotables, Mira Reed, there's the Kit Harrington, Joe Dempsey, geez, I can't talk now. Joe Dempsey. They don't have Stephen Cole, Kay Alexander, Gethin Anthony, and Jessica Henwick. And then tons of inserts and base cards. So I'll put everything together and I'll see where it is. Honestly, with the amount of inserts that are in the common four insert sets, since we already have so much of a snake, I might just put them with base and then, come up with a few base sets. I didn't know how many base we were going to have because when this first came out, before there was a lot of information, I was kind of figuring this was going to be more of a high end product, but it doesn't appear that it's really super high end or anything. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. If you're in the blowout break, we'll get the first case of that one done tomorrow. I'll get pictures up as soon as I can, but with the other two cases, I'm gonna uh, get there as quickly as I can. So again, thank you for watching. And also over on Blowout, there is Star Trek Connections. That break, it's definitely way more than half full. I haven't had a chance to check on it, but I know that it's up there. So why don't you go on over and join in that break? And I think that's about it. All right, thanks again, guys. I will see you tomorrow night.